Time now for your forewarned weather with Chief Meteorologist Alana Brophy.
All right, we've had a little excitement in some parts of the viewing area.
Not just heat. We got a lot to talk about, Alana.
We do. We have a disturbance that's clipping northern Utah, and it's bringing some unsettled conditions, and that's what we're going to see for our Wednesday. But then we start to change things up just a little bit. The heat is the big talker because outside of any pop-up thunderstorm, we're all saying, gosh, it's hot out here. And it is. Live view from Utah Lake and Linden. Love the folks on the beach. They're skipping some rocks and enjoying a quick dip there. Always want to be careful when we're out there and you notice those clouds over the lake mountains. So a little more moisture in the area. Satellite radar shows that moisture on the move in eastern Utah, where we had a few pop-up storms. And then we were watching northern Utah. Southwestern Wyoming has been a bit active, so a lot of that moisture is staying in southern Idaho and Wyoming as opposed to the Beehive State. Clear skies in southern Utah. Our Black Desert time lapse tells the story of the heat, triple digits. When you look at that, you think, oh, that looks so pretty. And then you step out and you go, that's really hot. And it is. 95 is the average in St. George this time of year. 103 right now, and we've got 90s out there. 97 in Salt Lake. Salt Lake creeping towards that record. 98 is the record for today. We could tie it when all is said and done with this heat. 80s and 90s on the eastern side of the state. You can tell where we've had just a few pop-up storms kind of roll through, cooling temperatures a bit. Along the Wasatch Front, expecting dry conditions, partly cloudy skies, and temperatures decreasing from the 90s to the 80s. Mostly clear by ABC4 News at 10, but still very mild with upper 70s. Okay, so earlier we talked about that tornado warning. Another good shot coming from Malad's summit. Very unsettled conditions. We had that rotation with that tornado rolling through. It was about northwest of Malad, about 14 miles, and then tracked through Downey. And we also saw severe thunderstorms in different portions of Idaho that are now impacting Wyoming as we jump up there. Idaho Falls and Rexburg clearing that. What you're seeing in pink is a severe thunderstorm watch. Utah was not part of that, but we did see a few pop-up storms. Box Elder County had some gusty winds, but that's really all. As we look at the northeastern corner of the state, a few pop-ups there, and then down south, quieting Four Corners area. So moisture on the eastern side of the state, allowing for maybe a lingering storm, but a lot quieter in the south than what we've seen for the last several days. It has been very active with that flash flood threat. Speaking of threats, in the summer, wildfire season, it is here, and anytime you have a dry thunderstorm in the forecast, you have to be careful. Our elevated fire threat extends to the western end of the valley, and that's because we've got very dry fire fuels in that area. With lack of precipitation, our fire fuels will dry out really quickly, and any lightning could easily start a fire and spread quickly with wind. So careful, and we know that elevated fire threat is there today, while the moisture stays on the eastern side of the state. Quiet into tomorrow. As we get through the overnight, we get a switch in the wind direction, a little northwest flow. Southwesterly flow does return. Slight chance of a pop-up in areas where we have lingering moisture tomorrow, mainly southwestern Wyoming, maybe in and around the state line, but all in all, not looking bad. Quiet along the Wasatch Front. Those quiet conditions will stick around for the close of the work week, so we're just going to be dealing with sunshine and the heat, which can sneak up on you very quickly, so you want to be careful because we've got a trend here. Upper level futurecast really gives us a good view of that trend. So unsettled with that shortwave trough moving through, but then high pressure becomes the dominant weather headline. We're going to see hot conditions. We're going to see dry conditions. It is a very quiet forecast, not just for the next 7 to 10 looks very dry, and that says a lot as we get through June, because that means that fire season risk really starts to uptick the quieter and longer we stay quiet. Won't be until the middle of next week that we could ease up on the temperatures, possibly see some moisture, but right now we just see a very small decline in the temps, so staying above average for the long range here in both northern and southern Utah. 80s and 90s for tomorrow, slightly cooler than today as we're sitting at 97, so we'll cool off a few degrees following the movement of that trough. 90s on the eastern side of the state, 101 in St. George, still triple digits, but not as hot as 103. I know. After 100, you just feel like, my goodness, this is really a sizzle, and it will be for the next 7 back-to-back triple-digit days. With the winds, a little gusty tomorrow, but staying breezy, hot, dry, and breezy in the south. Upper 90s by Tuesday. I don't know if that's much of a silver lining, but it's something. Slight chance tomorrow with temperatures climbing into the mid to upper 90s. Over the weekend, we eventually will slightly cool, add a little more cloud cover, but this is a very quiet long-range forecast. Makes me a little nervous this time of year. As we get these dry conditions, our fire fuels will continue to dry out, so we need to do our part and make sure we're safe when we recreate.